What is up, riders? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my BWS 50 build. I got my purple pants on because we finally got the plastics back. Let's put it together. Alright, so what are we doing today? Well, I've got some cool plastics like I mentioned earlier. But we first got to tidy up some of the wiring, check out what's happening with the choke cable, the throttle cable, route that so it doesn't go through the wrong way and get stuck, especially when I'm turning the bars. I've also got a few other surprises. So without further ado, let's check out what our plastics look like. Alright guys, it's finally time to show you these plastics. I'm super excited. It came out better than I could have expected. I think you guys know which colorway we've kind of gone. You cannot imagine how awesome this color looks in the sun. So without further ado, let's run the clips. So the exact color is Viola Passafe. It's a Lamborghini color. I thought I'd go a bit bougie, and it's got a nice metallic flake in it. It's gonna look awesome in the sun. It's gonna pop, and I think it's gonna look awesome with the white wheels and the white accents. So let's check out all the other panels and then start putting it together. So here are all the panels. So let me speak through which ones are which. So starting with the original, we've got the original belly pan and the original floorboard. I've gone with black. A few people have said let's go white. Let me know in the comments down below if we should have gone white instead of black. The other piece that's also black is the front. That's also original. We're gonna fit some awesome lights there later in the video. And then for the aftermarket stuff, we've gone with the STR8 Design body kit. So that's the front, spoiler, back panel, and the knee board. All STR8 Design. So those are the plastics. Now we got to get to cable management so we can fit them.
One for cables, one for loom. As long as it's not pulling. It's got to like miss, oh wait, it is. Okay.
Alright, so just busy cable managing. This is the complete like wiring loom that goes to the head unit here, which we're not running. So we're going to tuck this away behind the front panel and hope that there's enough space. We're also going to not run the choke to the front here. So we've got the choke cable at the back. I've got a Molossi one. I'm going to see if it's going to fit the this Motorforce carb. And then we'll just have like a manual choke lever at the back somewhere over there. And then I've also got my speedo cable that's just hanging out here. We're probably going to remove that for now because I don't have a sort of gauge or anything right now. I might run the Stage6 digital gauge. Let me know if that's a good idea or should I just leave it blank. Anyway, let's get to putting on this floorboard officially and then carry on with the build.
Says paint guys again.
Huh?
Says paint guys again.
Yeah. All right, next up is the belly pan. But as you know, we are running the side stand and not the center stand. So we've got this little piece here that we need to cut out so that the side stand can come out over here. It's pretty much already notched, but we just got to break that up.
Just drag it.
All right, guys, this is going together actually pretty well, except for the side stand, but we got that all sorted. Now we're gonna head on to the front. So what I gotta do is, I've got my old panel over here, the new panel right over here. I'm gonna reuse these brackets behind, but not the headlights. I've got a package which you guys have seen, and I've mentioned some other videos from Zumin Zuma. They've basically sent out some awesome LED lights. So let me show you what they look like. All right, so this is what Zumin Zuma sent us. He sent us the stuff a long time ago, and you know our post office just messed up big time. I also got a cool shirt, which I'm not wearing today, but you've seen it in some other videos. So we've got the lighting kit here. This is the sort of the angel eye, you want to call it, lighting kit. And then we've also got the rectifier kit to stop it from flickering, which is a must in my opinion. I think it's pretty cool. He makes up his own boards and whatnot, solders everything together. And then we've got a few extra stuff. Obviously this is the wiring kit for that to attach everything to. He also sent me some bump stops for the seat because mine is actually missing one, so that's very nice of him. We've also got a few cable management pieces, which is quite awesome, and a whole bunch of stickers. So thanks to Zumin Zuma for that. If you do want to check out any of his products, check it out in the links down below. He does some awesome stuff, wheelie bars, awesome attachments, all for the pre-bugs and even the bug eyes. Go check it out in the links down below. Let's pull this one apart. We're going to reuse the kind of the metal parts, the frame of this. And then of course, I have a resprayed panel that I'm going to use. I need screwdriver. Yo, this thing weighs an absolute ton. Check it out. I honestly think this thing's like at least 3 times heavier than that. It's insane. This is keeping my nose down, keeping me from wheeling. All right, so we actually just need these. I probably don't need any of this other than these little spring pieces to adjust your lights up and down. Probably this foam piece, but I'm not too sure. As you know, I've had one of these resprayed, not this one, another one. So let me grab that and then we can start swapping everything over. Old and new. All right, first out, these. Don't need any of this. Actually, no, I maybe need this and this. Does this take it? No. It has a screw. Cool. Don't need that. Okay, let's take these over to the buffing wheel. Should we do that? All right, so I just spray painted those screws so that they don't rust and they look a little bit better. Those are not generic screws, they're super long, so I can't replace them. But we are busy wiring up the lighting now. So let's explain kind of what we have to do. All right, so Zumin Zuma does have his own YouTube video explaining how to do the wiring. So that's what we're busy with now. But my dad's gonna kind of explain what we have to do quickly.
So first of all, our models are not quite the same as the US models. The headlights are different, so the plugs are different for the headlight. You'll see there's a 3-pin like this for the headlights, whereas on the US model it's a 3-pin for each headlight and in a basically like a H4 style bulb. But what you need to do now is we need to get the switch wires out and then get them swapped over onto this loom. So I'm going to do that now and then I'll go on to the next step with the rest of it. Cool, so I've pulled the blue out, which is your positive. I need to take the negative out and then we'll switch them over and then we just need to lift them. Okay, so these two are going to go. Hang on, before we do that, let's replace them. So let's take the, forgot which colors go where now. These are the funny things that you find out with the different area models, like our plugs are the opposite. So where in the US it seems like this is male, ours is female. So anyway, I've just swapped the plugs around, put new terminals on. We're gonna go blue onto the positive, negative. So we've got that. Now we're gonna put these into here, but I need to change these to female. Okay, cool. So white to the negative is gonna go this way around. Cool, okay, so the white is on the negative and we're gonna put the yellow now on what was the blue. So need to push it deeper and then there we go. That's in. Good stuff. Okay, cool. So the difference between our headlight things is, as you can see, this is one plug to two lights on the old BWS. Let me just show you because it's got these headlight fittings. They're quite old style. Whereas you guys in the USA run the 3-pin system, which we don't have. I don't have any extras of this, and I need 2 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick to the same 3-pin, and then we're just going to swap the earth into 2 earths into one, and then we'll change these on the headlight, join them together like it is standard. So basically we're going to end up looking like something like this, but with these headlights. Hope that makes sense.
All right, with the rectifier kit, this sits in this 3D printed holder. I've got some screws here which hold the board in, and this is double-sided tape. So this is going to go onto the knee board and pluck basically on, so that when we remove this, we can always wash the bike and stuff. That's what he says. So this will just get screwed in. Huh?
You're going to need to explain to some people what pluck means.
Pluck. I'm going to paste it, stick it.
You're going to pluck it.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is just wipe it down now. I've got some brake cleaner. So do I have brake cleaner? And let's just clean the surface. Oops. That's pretty clean from the painter. So we're basically going to put it over here with the plug basically going to plug in from the steering column side. He says to also move it quite far in so that the cover over here doesn't knock the capacitors. So we're going to put it pretty much over there.
So satisfying.
Very satisfying. All right, so we're going to put this basically facing inwards, just how we should do it.
And I'm plug it in the meantime.
Should I?
Yeah, plug it in and then do it. Because then you're going to battle to get in there.
Yeah, you're right. There we go.
Nice.
We'll cable manage now. Over there.
Yeah, do it.
That's not going anywhere. Right, so before we connect these two together like this, I thought let's put it into the sort of headlight holder. So I've got my screws. I sprayed the tips after cleaning them up just so that it looks a little nicer on that side. So yeah, it probably won't rust. I hope it doesn't rust. I've oiled it also with some lubricant, but let's start assembling. So you can see this is the original blue panel. It's just been sprayed black. We're going to put it upside down and reuse this foam piece. So as far as I know, the foam piece goes this way, just like that, and we can put in our lights. Pretty much like that. Ah, that's looking good. All right, so we can now put our screws in. Okay, so we got our screw going through, and then we got our springs which hold tension, and then let's get our square nuts. Okay, that one's on. Sweet, they're all on, so now we can connect these together. But before I do that, my one came with these these plastic tabs to hold the top in, but these can take a screw. So I think let me screw this in so that it's been held, and then we can adjust it fully.
So a quick scan of it.
Fingerprints.
Nice.
Dad, you've done a great job. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do now is, before we put this in, I just want to put on this piece, which I think they call the spoiler in the front. So I just want to attach this.
Like a bumper to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's called a spoiler for some reason, but anyway, so that's going to go onto here, and then there are 2 screws that secure it in. So let's fit that quickly, and then we can put the headlights in and assemble the rest. Woo-wee! It's a bit weird with that panel gap, but anyway. Okay, now.
Do you need speed clips for that?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like tight through the plastic. I don't think that's gonna fit.
You can make the hole bigger.
Yeah, with what? I can just use a power drill. Power!
You can literally just run a 6 more thread. Okay.
Whoa! That was loud, sorry. That looks, I don't know, better than I could have imagined.
It looks really good.
I'm glad we went with black. I think the white would have been a bit too much with these, unless I would have got white ones. So Zumin Zuma does do different colored lights. He also does different colored 3D printing, I think. And he does the angry eyes. But I went with the standard. So thank you again for him for sending these out. Big shout out to him. Again, links are down below. Let's get this panel onto the bike. My word, that looks insane. Let's put the back end on and get this beast looking finished.
Okay, man, okay.
All right, last thing is the seat for the cosmetics, and seat by Izzy Design in one of our other videos, and I think this is just going to complete it. Before we close it, we have brand new 3D printed bump stops from Zumin Zuma, which he also sent me, which was awesome because I was missing one. So let's put these on quick. Nice. So these, you may think these are plastic, but it's actually a special flexible filament. I can't remember what it is exactly, but that's why it can flex when you put it in. Check it out. Awesome. All right, time to close it up and check the final package. Damn, that looks good. All right, before we check out the lights, we need a battery. So I'm gonna head and get a battery quickly, and then we can put it in and make sure that we can actually start the bike and check the headlights, which is gonna be super awesome. And then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with the choke and still do that in a little bit. And then we can fire up and see what it looks like in the beautiful sun. If we have sun. It's been terrible, terrible winter. Anyway, let's get a battery. All right guys, so I've got the battery on charge here. We've got a BTX4. That's what I think the BWS takes. I think this is the same as the Nitro or the Aerox. So we've got this finally. It's been on charge. Now let's install it so we can finally check out what these sick headlights from Zumin Zuma look like. All right, so let's check if we have auxiliary power. We do. I heard it swing. All right, well, let's start it, right? It's not, it doesn't have to choke. Any?
It's in there.
Oh, it's in here, okay. Well, let's see. It needs the choke normally to start.
Blanket with your hand.
Sick. Okay, I'm very happy with that. One last thing I need to do to finish this thing off is put a keyring on. I know that sounds stupid, but let's put a keyring on so that this thing is kind of all together. Then in the next video, we're gonna get it running right. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. The purple BWS looks insane right now. I can't wait to properly take it for a ride. It's still our winter, so not gonna be able to ride it, but in the next video, we're tuning it, getting this thing dialed in. So again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. It helps us out a ton, and we'll check you in the next one. Peace.